Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Mr. Chonk, and this is where I get real about my journey towards a healthier, happier life, showcasing all the messy bits along the way. Last week, the biggest focus was on hitting 2 gym sessions and keeping on track with everything else. And honestly, it was a little bit of a roller coaster. Some days I felt on top of the world, and some days, well, I felt like a sloth wearing a weighted blanket. Can you believe this is week 2 already? I feel like just yesterday I was going out in the middle of nowhere trying to film a video and start all of this. To my amazing returning viewers, it's awesome to have you back. Your messages and your comments truly make my day and push me along. I am so grateful for this community. Today, we're diving deep into the mental side of things because, let's be honest, that's where it's truly fought. That's where the battlefield actually is. Specifically, this video is about reframing our thoughts when things go bad and how to bounce back even stronger. If you ever felt that whisper of self-doubt or struggled to get back on track after a slip-up, then this video is definitely for you. It's about understanding that progress is not linear, and that's perfectly fine. So grab a coffee, get comfy, and let's dive right into the raw and real of this past week. All right, let's kick things off with the good stuff. What is there to be celebrated? What went well this week? Believe it or not, I actually made it to the gym. It's uncanny. There's a reel of it on my TikTok. You can go and check it out after this video. Yeah, it happened. And just by doing that, it gave me the confidence and the push to actually go for more next week. My Sunday meal prep was a game changer because it allowed me to reach out for good stuff instead of scrambling to put something together, and made those mornings and sometimes lunches much more easier. I also noticed this week that there was a significant uptick in my energy levels. I also managed to hit my 5,000 step target for about 4 days out of 7 this week. And that only makes me push it a little bit more, and hoping that next week would not only increase the number of days that I hit the target, but also maybe slightly increase the average step. These small little wins, they add up and they really build momentum and make me push it along more and more. And no matter how tiny, they count. Now let's flip the coin and talk about where I stumbled this week, because honesty is key here. I have to admit, there were a couple of evenings where emotional eating kicked in. Old habits, after a stressful day, comfort food was super inviting, and my brain is still hardwired that way, and it'll still take a while to actually rewire it into the new way that I want to go forward. I also completely missed a gym session. My target was for 2, and literally the first day that came around, it was pouring outside. And I was like, oh no, I can't go now. It's super rainy outside. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna melt. As if I'm made of sugar. The biggest mental struggle is this pervasive thought that, I'm not good enough to go there, and I'm gonna be seen and whatnot, and I need to put these clothes on, and it's a whole thing. Oh, I don't have time for that. Plus, it's raining outside. Plus, the brain just starts to give you more and more reasons not to do it. And what I learned on all this is that progress is not linear. You'll have those ups and downs. It's going to be a roller coaster. The only thing to learn here is that I shouldn't be kicked down. We shouldn't kick ourselves down if we get off the road once in a while. We need to just get back on that road and continue the trail. Do not just keep going on that adjacent road. And instead of dwelling on the missing workout day, I tried to ask myself why that is. Try to identify the reasons behind it. Because of course it wasn't because it was raining outside. Of course it wasn't because, I was tired or I had a lot of work to do or whatever. No, it was because I avoided the judgment. I wanted to avoid just being seen, just going there and actually working out and being with all those chiseled people and whatnot. But you need to understand that from all the people at the gym, I am the one that is supposed to be there. I am the most justified person to be present. My presence is the most justified in that gym. And it's so easy to get caught in the cycle of negativity and constant doubt and be like, oh, what if? Like our brains are super hardwired at this point to sort of work against us and sabotage our start. But these struggles are not only as important, maybe more important than the wins, because they highlight exactly what we need to be working on next. All right, so let's get down to the cold hard facts. Let's get into the data and the numbers. So the starting weight this week was 260 kilos or 467 pounds. And ending weight was 212 kilos or 467 pounds. So that's a 4 kilo or 9 pound delta. That's kind of the difference. But keep in mind that this is close to 2 weeks of time. So that would mean that it was a run rate of 2 kilos per week, which is not bad, which is really good, I'd say. It's a really sustainable, I'd say, rate, and borderline on maybe too aggressive. So my average step count was 2,700, which is a complete joke to some people, but is a solid increase from last month's. And it makes me want to push for consistency here and actually increase the number to actually get to that 5K daily, and then slowly move and make my way to the big target of 10K daily. I managed to hit the gym once and completed 2 dedicated walk days, which made sure that I'm consistent in that movement. I tracked 3 out of 7 days of calorie intake, which I need to pump those numbers up because those are rookie numbers, to be honest. The good thing was that I tracked my water intake pretty diligently this week, and I managed to get about 3 liters per day, which is really good. And I managed to do that with just like having one of these bottles, which is about 1.5 liters or even more, and making sure that I get like at least 2. And all of these metrics and numbers, they're not just about the scale, it's about the tangible way that I see the work I'm putting in actually makes a difference. It's about the consistent effort and the habits that I'm trying to change along the way. So yeah, the scales are moving and so am I, but I also need to make sure that this is a consistent rate that I'm going at. All right, everyone. So this wraps up this week's video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the very end. Your support truly means the world to me. Before you head off, I would absolutely love to hear from you in the comments below. What was your biggest win and your biggest struggle this past week? Let's keep the conversation going. If you want to follow along with my daily progress, you can find my TikTok and Instagram in the links below. If you're still here, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Chonk out.